A very good afternoon and welcome to the world famous City Ground here in Nottingham for this exhibition match between Nottingham Forest ladies and the Jamaica women's national side, who have just qualified for next year's Women's World Cup. This afternoon's two teams for you, starting first with the visitors Jamaica women. In goal, number 1 Chris Chambers, 2 Lauren Silver, 3 Chorizo Foster, 6 Christina Chang, 7 Chinyilu Asher, 8 Tariana Clerco, 9 Marlo Sweatman, 12 Sashana Campbell, 14 Olufulazade Adams Lekun, 15 Erin Michalson and 20 Alison Swaby. 5 substitutes for the visitors this afternoon: 3 Shanizo Foster, 4 Riley Patterson, 10 Chanel Spencer, 11 Shanatska Young and 17 Alison Julianne. Your Nottingham Forest ladies side this afternoon: in goal, number 18 Rebecca Thompson, 2 Lindsay Harkin, 3 Grace Walters, 4 Trina Greaves, 7 Francesca Wilson, 8 Helena Constantinou, 9 Katie Middleton, 12 Ashley Edwards, 14 Georgia Hewitt, 15 Victoria Adam and 16 Charlotte Griffin. Substitutes for Nottingham Forest ladies: 9 in total: 1 Emily Hallam, 5 Elena Moulton, 6 Elle Rowson, 11 Sophia Bonser, 17 Shiana Bennett, 19 Stephanie Lee, 20 Hosanna Parnell, 21 Danielle Sanderson and 25 Jessica Munn. Forest ladies in a 4-4-2 diamond this afternoon, with Thomas in goal, a back four from right to left of Francesca Wilson, Lindsay Harkin, Grace Walters and Georgia Hewitt. At the base of the diamond is Charlotte Griffin, Constantinou on the right with Greaves on the left, Edwards heading up the diamond with Middleton and Adam up front. Just about ready to get this one started. Indeed, there we go. Jamaica in the centre of their own half, playing it out onto that right hand side. Just back into their right back position, still on the far side, looking to move up towards halfway. Pressure coming from Forest ladies already, and they're forced back to the edge of their own penalty area. Jamaican Katie Middleton doing well there, but it's forced out over onto this left hand side where Silver collects up towards halfway. Forward into the Forest half for the first time. Jamaica, they come forward on the left hand side. Here's Mickelson, level with the edge of the Forest penalty area, but the flag's up on that far side. We'll have the first offside call of the afternoon. Midway inside the Forest half on the right. Thomas has come all the way out of her goal to take this one, right footed in her all blue kit, up towards the Jamaica back line, headed away. It's up to Greaves to try and chase, doesn't manage to get there. It's back with Harkin, who decides to go all the way back to Thomas. Thomas under pressure from Adams Lekun, and it's charged down the clearance. Fortunately for Forest ladies, it only goes out for a goal kick. But a minute played here, first opportunity for Jamaica women. As Rebecca Thomas plays it short to Lindsay Harkin. Level with the edge of the Forest penalty area. Harkin under pressure, plays it forward towards Greaves. Greaves' first touch is heavy and she loses out under the challenge of Michalson. Michalson finds Asher onto that right hand side now. Jamaica cutting inside away from Georgia Hewitt, and here comes Jamaica again on the right hand side, level with the penalty area. Grace Walters is beaten as well. The cross comes in, Walters just gets the foot in, diverts it behind for a corner. In fact, it's been given as a goal kick, my apologies. Didn't quite get the cross in as they intended. It's Jamaica with the early pressure as it's played to Harkin. Harkin goes back to Thomas inside the penalty area. Thomas finds Walters. Walters midway inside the Forest half with those bright orange boots. Goes over to the left hand side to Hewitt. Hewitt inside to Constantinou on halfway. He plays a 1-2. Hewitt just gets there ahead of Sweatman, still with the ball for Forest, but then she loses out. And Chang can collect in the right back position for Jamaica, and now here come Forest again, edge of the penalty area, tried to get the ball through to Katie Middleton. It's still with Constantinou, tries to play it through to Middleton again, taken away from her. It's Asher over to that far hand side to Chang back to Asher just turns away from Ashley Edwards and plays the ball square to this near hand side to Silver with acres of space to run into over this halfway line. Middleton tracking all the way back, and Harkin gets a boot in there to take it away from Jamaica, and now here can come Forest, and here's Edwards. Edwards is muscled off the ball though by Campbell. Far hand side, Jamaica have it. Long ball forward, looking for Campbell once more at the edge of the penalty area. She's forced towards the corner by Walters. Campbell on her right foot. Nice little step over, double step over to get away from two Forest players. But they're forced back to the midway point of the Forest half. Cross comes in from that right hand side, headed away by Harkin. Greaves tries to get a control of it, doesn't manage to do so as Sweatman takes it off her. Right hand side, Jamaica have it once more in the Forest half with Sweatman back to Asher. Asher only a couple of yards in from the right hand touchline. Forward the ball goes, but Greaves intercepts. Sweatman, Asher back with Sweatman once more. Still Jamaica have it on the right hand side, just about 25 yards out from goal, but right on the far touchline. Ball into Campbell, she turns away from one challenge, rising the header, it's in the Forest penalty area, it's cleared away. Still with Jamaica, Silver, midway inside the Forest half on the left, cross comes in, great opportunity, glancing header is well saved by Thomas. It was straight at her, to be fair. First opportunity of the game for Jamaica, it comes to Adams-Lecken. 4 minutes in. It's a good save from Thomas, though. It was straight at her. Anywhere else it would have been 1-0 early on in this first half. Mickelson with Jamaica on the left hand side. It goes back to Silver. Silver to Sweatman. Sweatman decides to go all the way back to Julianne. Goes back to Chambers in the goal, and then all onto the right hand side. Forest have it inside the centre circle after winning possession back. It's with Greaves on the left of that diamond. Ball through for Victoria Adam. Adam on the edge of the penalty area, muscled off the ball by Julianne. And Jamaica have it on that right hand side, up towards the midway point of their own half. Ball forward is just slightly off target. And it goes out for a Forest throw-in on the left-hand side, which Hewitt takes down the line, looking for Edwards. Edwards turns away from a marker, but is then muscled off the ball. Jamaica just too strong for Forest at the moment. Sweatman inside the Jamaica half, over to this left-hand side to Silver. Silver plays the ball forward, intercepted by Lindsay Harkin just on halfway. She tries to go forward to Katie Middleton. Middleton's going to chase that, but she's not quite going to manage to keep it in. And it runs out of play for a Jamaica throw-in on this near hand side, their left. The peg back towards their own penalty area though, and then their clearing pass is also out of play, and Forest will have a throw-in in a dangerous position here. Wilson level with the edge of the penalty area on the Forest's right hand side. Thrown forward, trying to find Edwards, doesn't manage to get there as it's muscled off them once more, but it's now with Griffin. Griffin back to Harkin, Harkin to Wilson, just kept in on the right hand side. Midway inside the Jamaica half, ball forward is intercepted by Silver, and Jamaica can calmly play it out with Mickelson up towards the halfway line. Back they go now to Asher. Asher over halfway, space on that right hand side if they decide to use it. Instead they decide to try and get through to Mickelson, but it just runs out of play. And it'll be a Forest throw, which is taken quickly by Wilson and then allowed to run out once more. Forest have it midway inside their own half with Greaves. Greaves back to Griffin. Griffin square across the centre of the field to Walters. Walters has Hewitt out on the left hand side in support. Finds her. First touch is heavy though, and it's taken away from her by Foster. Walters comes in, makes a good challenge to halt that Jamaica attack. That runs slightly past Edwards. Middleton gets a strong boot in though to keep the ball for Forest. Constantinou finds Greaves. Greaves inside the centre circle, just holds up play momentarily, finds Griffin. Griffin out to Wilson on this right hand side. Wilson cuts back under pressure from Mickelson and gives it away to Adams-Lecken. Adams-Lecken though just can't quite find Asher as Harkin gets a boot in. Chang onto that far hand side to Foster. Ball diagonally down the middle is intercepted by Constantinou. Constantinou finds Edwards. Edwards forward towards Middleton, something for her to chase. It just runs into the Jamaica penalty area though, where Chambers gathers in a bright pink, all bright pink this afternoon. Silver plays it forward to Adams-Lecken, out onto that right-hand side. The ball plays now back towards Adams-Lecken inside the penalty area. Thomas rushes out and gets there first. Adams-Lecken goes down in a heap with Georgia Hewitt. Both players are okay. And Thomas just bowls it out underarm back to Harkin. Harkin Greaves. Greaves forward, the ball is played. Silver miskicks it. It goes back to Julianne, and then it's played rather heavily back to Chambers. She does manage to control without any difficulties, and then clears it up towards halfway. The visitors in possession, up and over halfway, but that's over the head of Adams-Lecken, and Walters will calmly play that back to Rebecca Thomas. Thomas goes sideways out to Harkin. Harkin with space to run into, midway inside the Forest Ladies half. It's now with Walters midway inside the Forest Ladies half as the ball is played square. Hewitt just gets the ball caught under her feet a little bit and doesn't manage to beat Foster, although Foster goes to ground and Hewitt stays with the ball. Can't quite find Victoria Adam though, the pass is a little bit heavy. And it's cleared away from any danger. Walters just plays it back to Thomas once more. Thomas to Harkin. Middle of the Forest half, just slowing the play down. Harkin forward looking for Middleton, but it's taken away from her by Silver. Constantinou just knocks it forward. Middleton chasing it, but it's coif turned away from her by Julianne. Chambers doesn't quite get everything on that. Her clearance only goes midway inside the Jamaica half. Chang out onto that right hand side. Oh, up and over halfway into the Forest half. No Forest players go to pressurise, and Jamaica have it level with the edge of the penalty area. Walters is forced to come across. Cross goes in. Well saved by Thomas. 10 minutes played, still 0-0. And it's bowled out to Griffin, who immediately goes back to Thomas. This time elects to go over to the left-hand side to Walters. Walters approaching halfway, no pressure from Jamaica, so allows her to take her time, but she turns, decides to go back to Thomas. Thomas right-footed, looking for Wilson, instead comes slightly further infield. Michalson tries to get a boot to it, but can only play it further into her own territory, and Forest have it now with Walters on the left-hand side. Walters into Constantinou, ball forward for Middleton. Just runs slightly too far away from her, and Campbell just shadows it out of play. Throwing taken by Jamaica at the right back position. That pass was slightly wayward, and Forest Ladies have possession now on the edge of the penalty area. Here's Middleton, she's forced backwards, taken by Hewitt, she's forced backwards as well. Eventually Chang gets a strong foot in and clears any sort of danger. She goes back to Chambers, who finds Silver. Silver over onto this left hand side to Michalson. Michalson up towards halfway, blocked by Wilson. Greaves wins it back for Forest. Forward towards Middleton. Has she got the legs to get past Julianne? No, she hasn't, and it's played back to Chambers once more inside a 6-yard box. Forest not pressurising again, so she is allowed to bring it out to the edge of her penalty area. Cleared right-footed up towards halfway. Walters gets a strong head in. It doesn't quite find Adam. Edwards goes down in a heap under the challenge of Sweatman, but referee says play on. Sweatman with the ball for Jamaica. That's up and over Walters' head. And is collected by Thomas in the Forest goal. She bowls it quickly out to Wilson on this right-hand side. Goes back to Harkin. Harkin square to Walters. Just a slow tempo to this game in the first 13 minutes. Walters out to Hewitt on halfway. Back to Walters once more. Walters forward to Greaves. Greaves back to Walters on halfway. Hewitt, Greaves, turns well away from her marker. Back to Walters. Forest not making any forward progress at the moment. Hewitt now is down that left hand side. She's only got one to beat. She cuts inside towards the corner of the penalty area, takes a shot. It's a tame one, and I think it was deflected. It was deflected, and with 13 minutes gone, Forest have their best chance of the half so far. You want to bet? Throw in for Jamaica. Silver plays it to Sweatman. Sweatman out onto that right hand side. Jamaica in the Forest half. It's out onto the right hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area. Cut away from one challenge. Walters gets the clearance in. It deflects out midway inside the Forest half where Foster collects. Campbell plays it through to Asher. Asher plays a good ball forward. Walters only just about collects that, and it's cleared forward by Harkin. Campbell controls. Adam pressurising Campbell well, keeps it in on halfway, forward to Middleton. Middleton's only got two to beat, and she's gone over to the left hand side. Edwards sprinting forward, Adam there as well. Adam there tries to play a 1-2 with Middleton, not quite enough on it. Jamaica regain possession, but then Middleton gets a foot in. Stops Sweatman from clearing the ball at the first attempt. She does so though at the second attempt up towards halfway. It's still in the Jamaica half though, and Forest regain possession. Good challenge from Greaves. The ricochet though just finds Jamaica once more. Here's Silver, left hand side, midway inside the Jamaica half. 15 gone, still 0-0. Back with Julian. Julian to Silver. Silver forward, up and over, halfway. Long ball forward. Onside is Mickelson. Is she going to beat the ball to the byline? She is. Gets the first time cross in. Walters clears away. And it's out for a throw in to Jamaica. Thrown in by Silver. Forward the ball goes. Back to Silver once more. Gets the cross in. And a good shout from Rebecca Thomas in the Forest goal. She claims it. Good crowd in today. Around about 6,000 were sold prior to the match today, and more have turned up on the day. But here's Hewitt inside the centre circle for Forest. Forward to Edwards. Edwards tries to play it through to Middleton. That's an ambitious one for her to chase. She goes down. Referee says play on. And Silver for Jamaica can calmly bring it away up towards halfway. Passes slightly short though. Greaves gets the foot in, and it's out for a Jamaica throw in on this near hand side there left. Silver forward goes to Mickelson. Back to Silver once more. Harkin chasing that one and clears it out of harm's way. Silver with the throw in, flicks it forward, but Harkin clears it away. It's another Jamaica throw in, about 10 yards from the byline. Danger here for Forest. This one to be taken by Mickelson. Mickelson thrown forward into the penalty area. Walters only gets part of it, but it does loop safely into the hands of Rebecca Thomas. 17 gone in this first half, still 0-0. Cleared from Thomas, out hands to Wilson, who completely misses it with the volley attempt, and Silver allows it to run out for a Jamaican throw-in. Down the line towards Adams Lekun, plays it square across the field, and here come Jamaica once more. Walters just halts the attack momentarily. Christina Chang now on the right hand side. Turns away from Constantinu, not once but twice, and then tries to cross the ball in, but Walters heads it away at the near post, up towards halfway. Julian just beats Katie Middleton to the ball, plays it to Silver. Jamaica again inside the Forest half with Sweatman. Sweatman 30 yards from goal now, only 25 yards from goal. Good block challenge, a flag stays down, opportunity for Jamaica, just wide from Adams Lecken. All alone in front of goal. Really should have scored. But Adams Lecken just tried to place it too far into the corner, and it's just wide of the right hand post, and Nottingham Forest ladies have a real let off with 19 minutes played of this first half. Should be 1-0, but it remains goalless here at the City Ground. Thomas with the goal kick up towards halfway. Flicked on by a couple of players, and it's now in the centre circle where Jamaica will control it once more. Out to this far hand side, Silver. Silver ball forward, controlled well on the edge of the penalty area, but then Harkin helps Walters. The offside flag was up anyway. The free kick is taken short. It's with Harkin. She clears it up and over halfway, but Julian knocks it forward. It's then knocked out of play by Sweatman. It'll be a Forest throw-in on halfway. Wilson takes it short to Griffin, receives it back. Harkin back inside the Forest half now, forward to Constantinu. Constantinu battling well with two defenders. It eventually falls to Wilson. Back to Harkin once more. Pass forward is deflected out of play. Another Forest throw-in on halfway. 20 gone, nearing the midway point of this first half. Brian Clough stand opposite me, bathed in sunshine here this afternoon. It was a miserable morning at the City Ground, rain hammering down on the surface, but it's brightened up this afternoon. Throw-in, long throw-in down the line from Grace Walters. Over the head of Middleton though. It's now with Sweatman for Jamaica inside their own half. Back with Julian. Silver plays the ball forward up towards halfway. Well won though by Lindsay Harkin, the Forest captain for this afternoon. Wins the free kick in the process. Harkin to take the free kick. 10 yards inside the Jamaica half. It goes towards the edge of the penalty area. It's fallen on the edge of the penalty area for Victoria Adams. She tried to play it across to Greaves, and it just hits one of the Jamaican defenders on the back, and they can bring it away with Silver. Silver plays the ball forward, but it's chested down by Harkin. Harkin to Griffin on halfway. She loses out under the challenge of Adams Lecken. Forward now the ball goes to Asher. She plays a 1-2. Asher once more. The flag stays down this time. Jamaica 1-on-1 on the edge of the penalty area. It goes around Thomas. She's brought down by Georgia Hewitt. Arm stays down from the referee. She got around Rebecca Thomas, the Forest goalkeeper, and a great last bit of defending there from Georgia Hewitt to keep this goalless. Midway inside this first half, 22.5 minutes gone. And it really should be 1-0 to Jamaica now, as they have it again inside the Forest half. Chorizo Foster really should have scored there. Foster with a glorious opportunity to put Jamaica in front, but they have it again on halfway. It's out for a throw-in. Still Jamaica with it, but inside their own half. Hewitt wins the ball though, tries to play it forward to Adam, it's slightly too long. Cleared away by Clerco. Walters just gets all in a tangle there trying to win the ball. Referee says that wasn't a free kick either. And it's a Forest throw-in. 23 played of this first half. Thrown forward into the Jamaica half to Constantinu. Back to Hewitt. Back to Constantinu once more. Slightly away from her though. She can't control it cleanly. Here's Foster. Foster plays it against Constantinu, trying to win the throw-in, but it comes back off Foster, and it's Forest that will have the throw-in. Hewitt down the line. That goes to absolutely nobody in a red shirt. And is cleared away by Jamaica, but not while staying in the field of play. To be another Forest throw-in. Thrown in towards Griffin. Hewitt then loses out under the challenge, and here come Jamaica again. It's 3-on-4 here for the visitors. The ball through though is first reached by Harkin. She plays it back to Thomas, who first time clears it up and over halfway. Adam kind of shies out under the challenge of Campbell, and Jamaica will have control of the ball. It is with Campbell at that right back position. Goes back to Clerco. Clerco just turns away from Middleton and plays over to this left hand side to Silver. Silver up and over halfway. A slip from Mickelson prevents her from gaining that ball, and Forest have it once more. Headed forward though by Adams, was too far forward for Adam and Middleton to chase. And Forest ladies will concede the throw-in. Jamaica have it as to the throw-in from Silver, midway inside the Forest half. It's forward, and that pass is wayward, and Forest will have the throw-in now, midway inside their own half on the right. Wilson with the throw-in, down the line, controlled by Edwards. Edwards too strong for Silver, plays it back to Walters at centre-back. Walters forced to go back to Thomas though. Thomas square out onto the right-hand side to Harkin. Harkin just dribbles up towards the centre of the Forest half, plays it forward. Silver controls it and passes it forward first time. Constantinu collects the loose ball though and plays it square to Griffin. Griffin back to Wilson. Wilson on halfway. Ball forward is played forward by Julian, but Forest ladies regain possession from that clearance. It's with Walters. Walters left footed out to Hewitt on the left hand side. Cuts in inside and plays it forward to Edwards, who's bundled down. Referee says free kick. And Forest will have an opportunity midway inside the Jamaica half. 26 played. Final 20 minutes of this first half. Hewitt thinks about taking it, instead leaves it for Lindsay Harkin. Harkin right footed. It's 36 yards out from goal. She plays it to Hewitt, about 25 yards out from goal on the far hand side. She tries to cross it in. Griffin flicks it on. It's with Middleton. Middleton finds Greaves on the corner of the penalty area. Greaves plays it down the line towards Middleton. She's forced towards the corner though. Doesn't keep it in, and it's a goal kick. Kick to be taken right footed by Chambers. Doesn't reach halfway. In fact, Greaves wins the header. Middleton's going to chase that against Silver. Doesn't quite reach it. It's back to Julian. Julian, pressure from Forest here. Back with Silver. Middleton gets in there. She concedes the free kick. Lunging in. Needless challenge. Didn't need to make it. Caught the boot of Silver. To be a free kick for Jamaica as the drums in the lower Trent end begin to beat once more. It's over the head of everybody on the first bounce, but it's Jamaica who have it once more. There's Walters clearing it away though for Forest after a loose ball went through about 4 players. Adam to Constantinu for Forest. They're back inside the Jamaica half. Back to Adam. She's got Edwards in support in the centre. Checks a stride. Tries to find Edwards, who's brought down in the penalty area. And it's a penalty to Forest Ladies. We're 28 minutes in and Forest Ladies have a penalty. The crowd don't like it. But she was bundled to the ground. "29 minutes gone, and Forest Ladies have a chance to break the deadlock." It was Alyssa Julian who brought Edwards down, and now Trina Greaves in front of thousands of fans at the Bridgeford end has an opportunity to put Forest Ladies 1-0 up. She's right-footed, strikes it, saved! The keeper guessed the right way and it's saved by Jamaica Ladies, but it's not clear yet. No, it's clear. It wasn't the greatest of penalties, if I'm honest, and that's really set the crowd going. The keeper didn't have to dive. She could tell where she was going to go from the moment she started her run up. What a glorious opportunity that was for Forest Ladies, and it's a penalty saved. Now here's Greaves again inside the centre circle. She tries to play it forward towards Adam, but Adam can't win the race. She's now in a battle with Clerco, concedes the free kick in trying to win the ball back before it goes out of play. Golden opportunity for Forest Ladies squandered. And Jamaica have it once more. It's with Julianne. Asher inside the centre circle, plays it out to Silver on the left hand side. Free up front for Jamaica. Inside the Forest half, it's with Silver. Wilson hasn't gone across to offer some support. The cross came in, cleared away. Constantinu midway inside the Forest half. Now with Griffin. Harkin plays it forward up towards halfway to Middleton. Middleton loses out under the challenge of both Julianne and Silver, and it's forced all the way back from Silver to Chambers. Chambers out to the right hand side. Poorly controlled though. Forest will have the throw in inside their own half. Griffin back to Hewitt. Hewitt to Constantinu. Constantinu, whose first touch was a little bit heavy, and that pass backwards from Forest was slightly too, didn't quite have enough on it. They do regain possession. It's now forward with Adam. Adam with the run on the far hand side. Offside flag is up against Trina Greaves. It was a good run forward, but ball wasn't played quite early enough. 32 gone in this first half. Still Forest 0, Jamaica 0. Free kick is cleared up and over halfway. Griffin heads it forward, and then Edwards intercepts to win the ball back for Forest after Jamaica regained possession. Wilson tries to play it forward, headed away by Silver. Constantinu collects the loose ball though, loses out under the challenge of 3 Jamaican midfielders. It's now back with Julianne. Out onto the far hand side to Foster. Foster plays it back to Swaby. Swaby inside to Sweatman. Long ball forward, looking for Foster to chase onto the end of that one. Are they going to keep it in? Not quite. It just runs out for a goal kick. Rebecca Thomas takes the goal kick short to Walters, gets it back and this time plays it to Harkin. Harkin midway inside her own half. Wilson on the right. Ball forward that was looking for Middleton is headed away by Silver, but it's picked up by Edwards, and Forrest a 4-on-4 here, and Edwards still has the edge of the penalty area, just wide of the right hand post. She had Greaves on her left, all in acres of space, and Forrest were 4-on-3 there for a moment. Edwards decided to go for goal from 20 yards, only just missed the top corner, but she did have other options, and Chambers just clears the goal kick. Bounces twice before Wilson plays it forward. Adam loses out under the challenge. The ricochet ball though falls to Greaves. Her pass forward is poor. Chang for Jamaica. Ball forward looking for Foster. Hewitt's got that one covered. Goes back to Thomas, clears it first time left footed, not a good clearance, only goes 30 yards, shot comes in, blocked by Walters. And it runs out of play for a Jamaica throw-in on this left hand side. 34 gone, towards the final 10 minutes of this first half. Silver plays the ball down the line, gets it back, now with Adams-Lecken. Adams-Lecken out towards Swaby. Swaby gets there ahead of Walters, finds Foster. Asher, Constantinu does well to get back in, get a foot in with Hewitt. Hewitt plays it forward to Adam. Adam holds the ball up well. Can't quite find Hewitt though, and Foster with a good challenge gets in there first and brings it forward for Jamaica. Tries the 1-2, headed away by Constantinu. It's up and in the air, controlled by Edwards on halfway. Ball forward, bit of a mix-up between Adam and Middleton. Flag went up against Katie Middleton, but as it was Victoria Adam that played the ball, the referee, initially I thought was going to ignore the offside, but instead decides to bring it back. So rather than a Forest throwing 20 yards from goal, it will be a Jamaica free kick. 36 gone, 9 to go in this first half here at the City Ground. Cleared all the way forward through everybody, and Harkin at centre back for Forest collects. Plays it to Wilson, just inside her own half. Ball forward for Middleton. This time has Middleton got the legs on Julianne. Gives her a little bit of a shove in the back. Referee says play on. Still Middleton's battling. Eventually she loses out. Julian just too strong for her. And here's Silver. Silver up over halfway. Walters clears it. Headed forward once more by Mikkelsen. Constantinu bobbling around inside the centre of midfield. Edwards then plays the ball over the top, and Chambers doesn't know whether to come or stay. Eventually she decides to come and gets there a couple of yards ahead of Victoria Adam. Good ball through from Edwards, but just a little bit too much on it. And Swaby for Jamaica brings it up towards halfway. Sweatman back to Swaby. Still inside their own half. Pass forward was didn't have enough on it, and Griffin can regain possession for Forest. Another good opportunity here for Middleton. She's got her back to goal, and she's 30 yards out though. She's forced backwards once more, back to Griffin inside the centre circle. Now Forest back in their own half with Grace Walters. Out to the left hand side to Hewitt. Hewitt tries to take on Foster. Foster just beats her in the challenge though, and Jamaica have it once more with Swaby. All the way back to Chambers. Forward up towards halfway, flicked on, and Forest regain possession once more. The first touch by Harkin isn't a good one, and now here's Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen has support up front, ball over to the far hand side, and now Jamaica in the penalty area with Foster. Good save, Thomas, and cleared away by Hewitt. Good save from Thomas, diving down low to her right, and Middleton wins the ball off Silver on halfway. Silver then slips, and Middleton can come once more. Ball forward to Greaves is just too heavy for her, and it's the Forest throw-in midway inside the Jamaica half. 38 played. We're into the final 7 minutes of this first half. Ball down the line is just taken away from Forest by Silver. Middleton does well to win it back though. Edwards plays it square to Adam. Adam back with Constantinu midway inside the Jamaica half. Urged to shoot but instead plays it forward. Julian though collects on the edge of the penalty area. Forest decide not to pressurise and she plays it to Foster and then over to Swaby on the right hand side. Swaby just walking the ball on the right hand side up towards halfway. Plays it infield. Back to Swaby once more. Back infield to Asher. Asher turns away from Griffin. Plays it forward to Silver and Middleton's been caught out of position a little bit here as Wilson was not in her right position either. The ball's played forward though. Harkin intercepts and Thomas just clears it right footed up towards halfway. Asher turns in the centre circle. Back with Chang. Chang to Silver. Silver on the left hand side. Back to Chang inside the centre circle. Over to Swaby on the right. Again, nobody pressurising Swaby and she's allowed to run towards 20 yards out from goal and plays it forward to Foster. Grace Walters comes along to cover her off. And it's out for a Jamaica throw-in, 6 yards from the Forest byline. Both sides have had chances in truth in this first half. 6 to go in it, plus added time. Cleared away by Hewitt once more for another throw in 6 yards from the byline. In truth, there won't really be any added time. There haven't really been any stoppages. But Jamaica still have it in the far right corner. Gets away from two Forest players. Cross comes in, not cleared away first time. Constantinu playing at centre back at the moment, and it's cleared away by Hewitt. Out for a throw in midway inside the Forest half. Taken quickly. Still Jamaica have it. On the right hand side. Exploiting that right hand side so far in this game. They win the throw in. 18 yards from goal. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Still Forest 0, Jamaica 0. Ball is played down the line. Foster's then tripped and the assistant referee on that far hand side flags for a free kick. Referee just comes to have a word with Georgia Hewitt. And this is an opportunity for Jamaica. It's going to be left footed in swinging. There's 3 in the box for Jamaica. There's Julian, Adams-Lecken and Asher. It's in towards the penalty spot. It's headed forward by Adams-Lecken. But it's comfortably wide of Thomas's right hand post. And it will just be a Forest goal kick. Right footed from Thomas up towards halfway. It's headed forwards by Sweatman. Sweatman then on this left hand side plays it to Silver. Ball forward is flicked on at the edge of the penalty area by Asher, but there wasn't anything on it, and Thomas is able to just control it with a right foot and then just dribble inside the penalty area. 3 first half minutes remain. Not a good clearance from Thomas. Just slashed at it somewhat, and here come Jamaica once more inside the middle of the Forest half. Out onto the right hand side. Pass slightly too long for Chang, but it's collected by Swaby. Swaby back to Sweatman at the edge of the centre circle. Campbell. On the right hand side. Now with Chang, back to Campbell. Campbell inside to Asher. Long square ball to Silver, is now only 25 yards out from goal into the Forest penalty area. Gets a cross in, Wilson gets a boot to it. Jamaica will have their first corner of the afternoon. 2 minutes of the first half to go. right-footed, in swinging. Towards the back post, the only head on it came from Adams Lecken, and she only skimmed it with the top of her head, and it's gone all the way out to the far side. Jamaica still have possession, and they've won the throw-in, much to their own surprise actually, as they retreated back into their usual positions, but they do have the throw-in. It's be Campbell to take it, 6 yards from the edge of the penalty area, thrown towards the corner of the penalty area, headed away though by Constantinou. Forest have possession. Griffin forward towards Victoria, Adam on halfway. Adam battling well with the defender, and Jamaica win the throw-in. A minute of normal time to go, and there is 1 minute of added time at the end of this first half. Jamaica with the throw-in on halfway. Thrown on halfway to Chang. Intercepted though. And here come Forest once more towards the edge of the penalty area. It was intercepted by Edwards. Pass forward wasn't a good one. Hewitt on halfway. Her pass forward wasn't good either. Now here come Jamaica. Maybe they've got an opportunity for a goal right before the half-time whistle. No, as Harkin intercepts, and it's back to Thomas. Thomas right-footed. Just dribbles it towards the edge of a penalty area. And then clears it. Victoria Adam can't get a header on that, as she's muscled out by two of the Jamaican defenders. Up towards halfway the visitors now come. It's out of play for a throw-in on that far hand side, which Foster will take. In fact, no, she won't. She'll leave it for Campbell. Campbell makes 3 attempts to decide where she's going to throw it, and then just goes short in the end. That's kind of hashed clearance from Forest. Jamaica still have it inside the Forest half. It's out onto this left hand side to Silver. Silver with support on this left hand side. She finds Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen goes down. Silver regains possession, plays it square inside to Chang. Chang tries to find Silver once more, but it's cleared away by Wilson. Not very well though, and the cross comes in. Jamaica not happy with the time that the half-time whistle was blown, as they were just about to put a cross into the Forest net. But at half-time here at the City Ground, it's Nottingham Forest 0, Jamaica 0. Second half has started here at the City Ground with Forest Ladies 1 player short on the field. In fact, there is Ashley Edwards late out of the changing room, with the game starting with a player short. Referee Graham Abercrombie now having a word with the fourth official. Edwards now back on the field, and Forest back up to a full quotient of 11 players. They're with Griffin. Griffin to Hewitt. Hewitt square to Constantinu. Back to Griffin. Hewitt once more on the left hand side. Middle of the Jamaica half. Batting forward in towards the corner of the penalty area. She's muscled off the ball. And it's cleared away. Forest throwing on the left hand side. Interesting, none of the directors have come out for the second half either. Out in front of us here at the Peter Taylor stand at the City Ground. Thrown forward towards Edwards. It comes off her and is muscled out of play by Foster. Campbell down the line. So no substitutions for either side at half time. There's a couple of Forest Ladies players head back to the bench. Hewitt throws it into Griffin, forward to Constantinu. Constantinu to Walters. Walters tries to play the ball forward. It's deflected off Foster, and Jamaica have it once more with Sweatman. Forward the ball comes. All the way through now. That's to Adams-Lecken, who's beaten the offside trap. Good save from Thomas as the ball came forward on the right-hand side. And it was a good save, but Jamaica have their first corner of the second half. Corner will be left-footed. In swinging, instead it's taken short. 1-2, back to Silver once more. It's crossed in towards the back post, headed on. Good save again from Thomas. Still not clear for Forest, and Adams-Lecken just deflects it wide. Jamaica have come out the strongest in the second half once more. Two gone in the second half. Still 0-0 here at the City Ground. Thomas takes the goal kick right-footed in a all dark blue. Doesn't quite reach halfway. It's headed up in the air. Jamaica have an opportunity to attack once more. Harkin just gets a foot in though. Gets it back to Thomas, who clears it first time. Again up towards halfway. Flicked on by Edwards. Controlled in the centre circle by Sweatman. She goes back to her defenders, and it's now out with Campbell on this near hand side, the Jamaican right, going towards the Bridgeford end in the second half. Ball forward looking for Foster is far too long, and it's out for a Forest goal kick. Goal kick taken short by Thomas, back to Grace Walters. Walters under pressure finds Thomas once more, and it's cleared on the second touch over to Francesca Wilson on the far hand side, but it's a bit too strong for her to control. It falls to Silver, who turns away from Wilson twice and then plays it back to Julian. Back to Chambers in the Jamaican goal. Clearance up to halfway to Campbell on this right hand side. Hewitt's pressurising Campbell, but that's left all sorts of space for Foster. Good sliding tackle from Walters. Forces another corner, but prevents the cross from coming in. And Forest Ladies again will have to defend a corner. This will be taken by Marlo Sweatman. They're trying something different with this corner. This is going to be right-footed out swinging from this right-hand side. It's towards the penalty spot. No one can really get anything on it. It's bobbling around in the penalty area. It's still not fully clear from Forest. Jamaica have possession. They've gone back to midway inside the Forest half, but they still are controlling it in and around the penalty area. Wilson swings at it and misses. It's back with Mikkelsen. Over to that far hand side. Cross comes in. It's hit the top of the bar and gone out for a goal kick. Thomas had that one covered. But it's been all Jamaica at the start of this second half. Jamaica have it just inside the Forest half, trying to make inroads down the middle, but Forest in that diamond formation can beat that quite easily. But it's with Campbell on this far hand side, now with Foster against Hewitt, cuts towards the byline, gets the cross in, no one gets there, and it is in! It's in at the back post, and Jamaica have the lead through Olufulasede Adams-Lekan. 5 minutes into the second half. Thomas should have come and got that one, but she decided to stay on the line and then just didn't react when it was tapped in at the back post. And with 5 minutes gone in this second half, Jamaica women have the lead. And you have to say it's been coming, particularly on that first 5 minutes performance of the second half. And Forest ladies now find themselves a goal down. Wilson, though, with the advantage from the referee, plays the ball forward. It just runs all the way out. That's calmly going to run out, which Chambers actually stops it from going out for a goal kick. Jamaica ladies leading then by a goal to nil. 8 minutes gone in this second half. Goal scored by Olufulasede Adams-Lekan. In the 52nd minute. Now Forest have got to find a goal from somewhere to pull themselves back equal here. Hewitt plays it forward. Adam, her first touch is slightly heavy. She's forced backwards. Hewitt with it once more. Forward now to Adam. Forrest have got an opportunity here. Greaves wants it, but he's offside. And then Adam tries to play the ball forward to Constantinu, but it's cut out by Campbell. Constantinu gets the block in on the clearance. Still Jamaica have it though. Now they clear it up midway inside their own hard. Griffin heads it towards Greaves. Greaves just can't get to it. It's mustered out and she's taken away from her by Chang. Now here's Silver. Jamaica down that left hand side once more. Plays it inside to Sweatman. Middle of the Forest half. Constantinu back to Harkin at the centre of defence. Back to Chambers. Chambers tries to play a ball forward. It's headed in the air on the first bounce by Constantinu, and then a second touch is poor. And here come Jamaica again, and Foster's going to get to that one before it reaches the byline in the Forest penalty area. Cross comes in and Thomas has spilt it, and Foster has scored from the impossible angle. And the Jamaican fans here in the City Ground go absolutely crazy. Just 3 minutes after that first goal went in, Foster crossed the ball into the middle of the penalty area. Thomas tried to catch it, she caught it and just completely fumbled it, and has just gifted Jamaica a 2-goal lead. There wasn't even any pressure on Rebecca Thomas in the Forest goal, and 2 in quick succession. Forest Ladies now find themselves 2 goals down. Constantinou now up to Victoria Adam, back to Constantinou. First touch is heavy, but they're inside the Jamaica half. It's taken away from Forest and cleared up towards halfway, but out of play. And Hewitt for Forest will throw it in up and over halfway down the line. Constantinou gives it back to her. Forward once more from Hewitt. Jamaica with it after the slightly wayward pass. Forward the ball comes. It's with Foster that passes. Back to Campbell is wayward. And it's out for a Forest throw-in. Hewitt will take the throw-in for Forest Ladies as we're 11 minutes into this second half, 56 played in total. Jamaica women wanted that flag to go up for the ball being out of play, but instead it's decided that the ball stayed in, and now Jamaica have it on the left-hand side with Silver. Silver got help on that left-hand side in terms of Adams Lekun, the first goal scorer. A good switch out to this right-hand side to Campbell. Campbell with 2 in the penalty area to aim for, and it's just not quite connected with properly from Mickelson. And Constantinou has the opportunity to bring it away. Challenge comes in, but the loose ball falls to Greaves. Greaves to Wilson. Wilson sends something forward for Middleton to chase, but she was never going to beat Julian to that ball. And it's back with Chambers, who can clear it. Adam gets a foot in, but only as far as the other centre-back for the visitors this afternoon. Back with Campbell. Campbell to Foster. Back to Campbell once more. Jamaica just controlling it inside their own half. Chang. Over to Julian. Silver on the far hand side, can't quite keep it in. The throw in is a poor one, and Jamaica have it once more, and they're 2 on 2 here. It's forced out to the left hand side. Walters does well to get a sliding challenge in and clear that one away. Forward the throw in goes though towards the edge of the penalty area, slightly mishit and out of play. Forest throw in. Wilson with the ball down the line to Greaves. Greaves just tries to control it and just can't again, and that goes out of play. Substitutions are coming here for Forest Ladies as it's out for yet another throw in on that far hand side. Ball thrown forward looking for Mickelson. Mickelson just getting away from 2, and that's going to be a goal kick to Forest Ladies. As Forest Ladies manager Graham Abercrombie waves all of his players back. This is going to be an interesting set of substitutions here from Nottingham Forest Ladies, as 8 substitutes make their way in unison back to the dugout, and it looks as though begin to prepare to come on, but here come Jamaica once more. Hewitt takes a couple of swipes at it and still can't get it clear. Constantinou comes over to help. Eventually she manages to get it to Greaves in the centre of the Forest half, but she loses out under 2 challengers. Now here's Griffin. Griffin back to Walters. Walters in a bit of a hurry there, has to go back to Thomas. Thomas to Harkin. Harkin forward towards Middleton. Middleton does control it, but then loses out under the challenge of Silver. Back forward. Now the ball can go for Jamaica. They go out to the left hand side to halfway into the Forest half with Silver. Greaves comes across to challenge, but Silver just turns away from her, gets a 1-2 from Chang. Back inside now, another 1-2 with Sweatman. Silver finds herself inside the centre circle. Out now with Clerco. Clerco to Campbell. Still inside the Forest half. Midway inside the Forest half now. Campbell cuts inside Constantinu. And now Constantinu's out of position. And then she nutmegs Grace Walters and just goes wide at the post. Thomas made the diving save. She had to make it. It was going wide at the post anyway. You could tell that from my commentary position. Here at the back of the Peter Taylor stands, she didn't actually have to make the save, but from her position there was no way of being sure. Many substitutes coming on for Forest in the next few moments. So having a change of goalkeeper, and 6 players are about to come on for Forest ladies. It's taken short to Silver, the corner, who nutmegs Middleton, and Silver from 20 yards. And Thomas drops it again. But this time manages to clutch it at the second attempt. I don't think Forest will have anyone left on the bench after this round of substitutions. We are 16 minutes. We've just played an hour here at the City Ground as the floodlights are on. They're starting to go dark here in Nottingham. Here's Julian for Jamaica ladies. It's played forward up towards halfway. Ball forward then from Asher over to Campbell on this right hand side. Campbell played inside to Chang, 30 yards from goal. She takes the shot, saved by Thomas. It bounced once before it reached her. It was a comfortable save in the end. And she bowls it out to Walters. The Forest substitutes will have to wait for another stoppage in play. Forward the ball comes. It's cut out by Chang. Chang plays a 1-2 on that left hand side with Silver. She's forced back to halfway. Goes all the way back to Julian. Julian just turns away from Victoria Adam. Plays it back to Silver on the left hand side. Now up and over halfway. Long ball forward. Headed away by Grace Walters. She had to make that header, otherwise Jamaica would have been in once more. Harkin. Harkin plays the ball forward. Silver intercepts. Wins it back for the visitors. Julian over to Campbell on the right hand side. Campbell up and over halfway. Foster goes on a run. Campbell finds her, but it's just too heavy. It runs all the way through. Thomas collects in the Forest goal. 18 gone in the second half. Jamaica leading by 2-0. Griffin back to Walters. Walters to Hewitt on the left hand side. Hewitt back to Griffin. Back to Walters on the edge of the penalty area. Harkin goes back to Rebecca Thomas. Jamaica making a substitution as well. It's going to be a busy few moments here at the City Ground. Hewitt, Griffin. Griffin tries to play it forward. It's blocked, and now here's Foster for Jamaica. Foster plays it inside to Asher. Asher to Chang, out to Silver on the left hand side. Silver beats Wilson. It's crossed in again, headed away by Walters, only to the edge of the penalty area. Headed away by Walters again. Still not clear. It's on the edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in from Sweatman, and now here come all of the substitutions. First substitution for Forest. Rebecca Thomas is being replaced by Emily Hallam in goal.
Substitution for Nottingham Forest ladies, replacing Rebecca Thomas in goal is number 1 Emily Hallam.
Also, Katie Middleton is being replaced by Hosanna Parnell. This is going to take quite a while here, so bear with us. Also being replaced, Victoria Adam is being replaced by Jessica Munn.
Is number 20.
Ashley Edwards is being replaced by Sophia Bonser. Helena Constantinu is being replaced by Danielle Sanderson. Trina Greaves is being replaced by Elle Rowson. Georgia Hewitt is being replaced by Shanna Bennett. So it's just an entire pretty much new squad here for Forest Ladies. And Charlotte Griffin is being replaced by Stephanie Lee. So only Lindsay Harkin, Grace Walters, Francesca Wilson remain from the original starting 11. And Forest have used the entire bench of substitutes in one go, apart from number 5, Eleanor Moulton. And there is one substitute for Jamaica, as Erin Mickelson is replaced by Shanoska Young. So, plenty of added time on for that. We've played 21 minutes of the second half, and here Jamaica have it once more with Campbell. Campbell inside to Adams-Lecken, plays it over to Silver on that far hand side. Wilson clears that one away. That's for Munn to chase for Forest Ladies, but she's beaten to the ball by Julianne. It's played now to Chang. Chang over to Silver on that left hand side. Cross comes in, Foster at the back post. Cross doesn't stay in play, and it's a goal kick for Forest Ladies, which Hallam will take. Taken short. It's now with Harkin. Harkin just dribbles it out of the Forest penalty area up towards the middle of the Forest half. That's with Lee over to that far hand side. Harkin has it once more, back with Lee, who trips over the ball, almost loses possession for Forest Ladies, but Harkin manages to win it back. It's up towards Munn. Munn in the centre of the field, and now here come Forest once more. It's towards Parnell. Parnell out to Munn on the far hand side. Sanderson offering support in the middle. Still with Munn, level with the edge of the Jamaica penalty area. It goes back to Sanderson, but she's forced back midway inside the Forest half. Now with Rowson, back with Rowson once more. She's 25 yards out from goal. Pass forward is blocked by Silver and cleared away. And Jamaica have it once more inside the Forest half. Here's Walters. Walters goes back to Hallam. To Harkin. Bennett. Back to Harkin. Midway through this second half. Forward to Rowson once more. Rowson just fending off the challenge and wins the free kick in the process. Lee takes the free kick short to Bonser. Bonser forward to Rowson. Rowson just can't quite get control of it, but Parnell does well and strong in the challenge to win that back for Forest Ladies. Can't quite win the throw in though, as Jamaica keep it in on this near hand side. Here's Sweatman. Sweatman back to Campbell. Bonser providing pressure for Campbell, but she turns away from her. Goes back to Clerco. Forward the ball comes up to Adams-Lecken. Good challenge there from Bennett. Forward to Rowson. Is there not onside? Offside flag was up. A lot of the crowd here hadn't realised. The offside flag was up against Jessica Munn. The free kick is taken quickly by Chambers over to Julian on the left hand side. Silver up and over halfway. Pressure on her from Danielle Sanderson. She cuts inside instead. Acres of space for Campbell on the right hand side. Walters gets the boot in, but not enough. And here at Jamaica again on the edge of the penalty area. Great turn away from Adams-Lecken. Silver on the left hand side. Cross comes in towards the back post. And it's just over everybody's head. There was no one there at the back post, and it's just as well, because if anybody had got a head on it, it would surely have been 3-0 to the visitors. 25 played in this second half. Remains Forest Ladies 0, Jamaica Women 2. 2 quick fire goals. Cleared up and over halfway by Forest, but it's headed forward. Sweatman for Jamaica. Still in and around the centre of the Forest half. Now here's Campbell on the right hand side. Bonser just does well to get a tackle in and force a Jamaica throw in. It's Campbell down the line. Jamaica just about keep it in, and then it's out of play from Sophia Bonser. There is now a Mexican wave going around the Bridgeford enders. Here come Jamaica once more. Shot from Adams-Lecken up and over the bar. Another substitute for Jamaica. Can't make it yet as Forest take the goal kick quickly. Bennett forward into the centre of the field to Lee. Lee goes to Wilson on the right hand side. Plays a long ball forward. Munn's going to chase that against Julian. Julian goes back to Chambers in the Jamaica goal. Clears it out to this near hand side to Campbell. Mexican wave twice now all the way around the stadium. Campbell plays it forward. Hallam comes a long way out of a goal, only just stays in the penalty area, but does get there ahead of Asher. And Asher bowls it out to Bennett. Hallam, Harkin on the far side. Ball forward looking for Sanderson. Taken away and out for a Forest throw-in. Still the substitution isn't being made as the directors in front of me here joining their section of the Mexican wave as Adams-Lecken manages to play it off. Still Jamaica have it. Free kick as Young is fouled. Now the substitution will be made. Alison Swaby is coming on to replace Christina Chang. Free kick then for Jamaica. They go out to Silver on the left hand side. Cross comes in, headed away by Bennett. Bennett to Ralston. Its first touch is heavy though, and Jamaica still have it inside the Forest half. Silver inside to Sweatman. Sweatman battling hard with Stephanie Lee. Sweatman turns away from her, still with it. Corner of the penalty area now. Jamaica have it. It's with Adams-Lecken once more. Good foot in there. Runs out of play though for a Jamaica throw-in. Campbell booted away by Walters straight from the throw-in. It'll be another throw-in for Jamaica. Just about level with the edge of the Forest penalty area. Just over a quarter of an hour to go here at the City Ground. As Foster keeps it in and beats Walters, then can't quite keep it in play and stop it going out for a goal kick. And Emily Hallam will take the goal kick, right footed. Takes it short to Bennett. Bennett dribbles out of the penalty area towards the midway point of the Forest half. Intercepted, but the pass forward is then re-intercepted by Bennett. She finds Lee. Lee goes into the Jamaican half, but her pass is intercepted by Clerco. Clerco goes square inside the centre circle. Back with Lee once more for Forest. Bennett plays it out to that right hand side to Wilson. Wilson forward towards Munn. Just slightly behind her. She has to check her stride. She does win it though. And Rowson to Sanderson. Back to Rowson once more, but that touch is heavy. And will be a goal kick for Jamaica. Goal kick to be taken by Chambers. It's long and almost at halfway. Sanderson almost wins it for Forest, but then Wilson does. Munn lets it run past her, but she's not going to catch up with Julian, who just turns one way and then the other and finds Silver. Back to Julian once more. Played forward up towards the centre circle. That's where Adams Leckham will control. Out now onto this right hand side to Campbell. Campbell in acres of space to run. Still Forest sit off her. She's now only at the edge of the penalty area and still Forest sit off her. Campbell in towards the penalty area. Shot off the bar and the back of Hallam. Young the substitute. Forest just sat back and sat back and sat back. And the substitute Young just hit the top of the bar. It then hit the back of Emily Hallam, but it stayed out and it still remains 2-0 here. With just over 13 minutes to play of normal time in this second half. That pass is poor and Young has it once more, 25 yards out from goal, and she goes past into the penalty area. Shot is blocked, still Young has it. Forward to Adamasco, 3-0! 3-0 and the Jamaican crowd go wild once more. Forest players aren't happy. They thought there was a foul on the edge of the penalty area, but it is 3-0 and Adams Leckham gets her second of the game. 32 minutes into this second half, and that has well and truly put this game beyond all doubt if it wasn't already. Forest just sat back and continued to sit back. Campbell was allowed to run from halfway to the edge of the Forest penalty area, and you just can't do that against the national side. And it's 3-0 now, second of the game for Adams Leckham. And Jamaica have it once more. Here's Silver, played out onto that left hand side. Beats Wilson for pace, turns away from her, does Asher. Asher back to Silver on halfway. Wilson recovers, gets back, plays the ball forward, but it's only as far as Julian. Back now to Silver on that left hand side. Silver forward to Asher. Wins the throw in. And Forest are pegged back once more. Throw in for Jamaica on the left hand side. Throw in played short. And Forest are just sitting off. Again, you can't keep sitting off like that against the national side. Eventually Bennett gets a foot in and clears it away, but Campbell wins it back for Jamaica on halfway. Clerco. Pass forward is headed away, but Jamaica control it once more with Swaby. Swaby turns away from two and plays it to Campbell on this right hand side. Campbell again is given chance to run towards the Forest penalty area. She gets past Stephanie Lee. Campbell, edge of the area, shoots, deflected by Harkin wide for a corner. Double substitution coming up for Jamaica. Ten to go here at the City Ground. Jamaica women leading by 3-0. Sweatman, right footed, out swinging. It's towards the penalty spot and it's headed away, only as far as the edge of the area though. It's controlled by Foster. Foster against Bonser, and Bonser just sives her down, and that's a dangerous place to concede a free kick. Right on the edge of the area, level with the penalty spot, but on that right hand side. Bonser's being called over to the referee as well. Yellow card for Sophia Bonser, and this is a dangerous position that Forest find themselves in. Substitution is being held off until after this free kick. This is going to be a right-footed in-swinging free kick. Jamaica have 3 on the edge of the 6-yard box. Hallam has to stay on a line for this. 2 in the wall for Forest. Right-footed. It comes in towards the near post. Good catch from Hallam at her near post. 9 to go. Walters receives the ball from Hallam from the underarm bowl. It's over to Lee on this left-hand side. Left-footed forward towards Parnell, but it's intercepted by Campbell. And then Swaby plays it back to Clerco. Diagonal ball over to Silver on the left-hand side. Silver plays it past Wilson as Asher is one-on-one with Harkin now. Tries the fancy pass back to Silver, but Wilson reads that. Clears it out for a Jamaica throw-in midway inside the Forest half. Double substitution then for Jamaica. Firstly leaving the field is Foster. She's been replaced by Riley Patterson. And the other substitution is Asher. Asher is being replaced by Chanel Spencer for the final 8 minutes of this one. And a netminder change as well for Jamaica. As Talisha Campbell comes on as substitute goalkeeper. Forest then clear it once more. It's midway inside the Forest half. Jamaica win it back with Young. Good play this from Jamaica with Campbell, 25 yards out from goal. She cuts inside towards the edge of the D. Plays it square, still plenty of space for Jamaica. Patterson on this right hand side, tries to play the 1-2, gets the 1-2. Walters gets a foot across to deflect it behind, and then it comes off Patterson again, and it's a Forest goal kick. Seven to go. Hallam's clearance is deflected, but it does still reach Wilson on that far side. Back to Harkin. Harkin forward towards Munn, but it's taken away from her. Now here's Lee. Lee tries to play it forward once more. Parnell for Forest inside the centre circle. Parnell muscled off the ball, brought down in the process. Free kick for Forest. Free kick then for Forest to be taken by Bennett. Bennett takes it short to Lee. Back to Bennett once more. Then Bennett does well to get away from Adams-Lecken to the edge of the penalty area. Cleared away. Here come Forest once more. The longest spell they've had really in the Jamaican half in this second half. Bennett just on halfway. Ball forward looking for Walters. It's flicked on by Parnell. And it's with Walters now towards the edge of the penalty area. She goes for goal and just tipped aside by Campbell, the substitute goalkeeper. And Forest will have a corner. It's going to be taken right-footed in, swinging by Sophia Bonser. Right-footed Bonser towards the edge of the penalty area. It's flicked forwards. Parnell trying to get a foot on it. She can't manage to do so. And Wilson, about 30 yards from goal, she's gone for the shot, and that was quite overly ambitious. It's a good few yards up and over the crossbar. And it'll be a goal kick with 4 minutes remaining at the end of this second half. Forest are about to make their final substitution as Campbell plays it inside to Sweatman, back to Clarko, and now here's an opportunity for Forest. It's blocked on the edge of the penalty area as Jamaican defence have a little bit of a mix-up. It's with Bonser, Rowson over to the far hand side, still inside the Jamaica half. Forest with Bonser once more. She's muscled out of it by Swaby. Danielle Sanderson, Wilson on the right hand side, cross comes in, nobody's there to receive it. It's back now again, shot comes in, and it's comfortably saved from Danielle Sanderson. Wasn't a lot on the shot. And the final substitution for Forest, waiting at the edge of the pitch as Jamaica have it inside the centre circle. Still 3 goals to the good. 4 minutes to play in this second half. Campbell forward to Young. Young's too strong for Harkin. Plays it square. Cleared away. Only as far as Swaby. Swaby to Silver on the left hand side. Cross comes in. Hallam has to think about getting that one. She drops it as well, but then gathers it the second attempt. And clutches it gratefully in her right arm. And clears it right footed up towards halfway. Rowson backing in, wins the ball and gives it to Parnell. Parnell inside to Bonser. Bonser forced over towards the right hand side. Sanderson, it's behind her though, and it's won by Spencer. Silver, Jamaica win it back, but they're inside their own half. Over towards this near hand side to Patterson. Patterson back forward. Munn trying to chase that one and get there ahead of Clerco. She can't manage to do so. It's now with Julian on the left hand side. Ball forward for Silver, and she's offside. Must admit she looked onside from my vantage point. But here's a moment for Forest ladies now as the final substitution is made, and Elena Moulton is going to come on for Forest ladies, and she's going to replace Francesca Wilson. What a moment this is for Forest ladies.
Substitution for the Forest ladies, Elena Moulton replacing number 7 Francesca Wilson.
And Moulton immediately goes into that right back position, into the final minute of normal time as I make it. The fourth official just striding towards the edge of the technical areas, ready to give us the minutes added on. Won by Munn. Taken away from her though, and here can come Jamaica once more. Over to this near hand side. Here's Sweatman up and over halfway. Sweatman with Patterson on the right. Instead tries to go forward to Adams Lecken. Still at the edge of the penalty area. Moulton goes down in a heap. And the shot comes in from the left hand side. It's all the way across Hallam's net and comfortably out onto the far hand side. We've just about to find out how many minutes added on we're going to have at the end of this game. And it's 3 added minutes. 3 added minutes. Here's Bennett. Bennett back to Hallam. Has to just check her stride before she can clear it up towards halfway. Here's Parnell, and Forrest are 2-on-1 here if Parnell plays this right, but her first touch is heavy and it's taken away by Julianne. Up towards Patterson. Patterson wins it off Bennett, and now here come Jamaica. Is there one last flurry for Jamaica? Here's Young. Young back to Patterson. Offside flag is up. Hallam saves it anyway, but the offside flag was up. 2 minutes of added time left to be played here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the attendance in this afternoon's fixture, 3,940.
Attendance of 3,940 here this afternoon, as Walters loses out under the challenge of Campbell and then concedes the throw-in. Dying moments of this one now. Campbell forward to Patterson, out for a Forest throw-in. Wilson plays it to Bennett. Bennett back to Wilson. Wilson back to Bennett once more. Forest being forced into their own corner. Young applies some pressure and then it's taken away from them by Sweatman. And here's Sweatman into the penalty area. Harkin, good covering. And it's a corner. We've played 2 and a bit minutes of injury time. To be one of the last actions of the game. Right-footed, out-swinging corner. Towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Emily Hallam makes a good shout and claims that one. She then bowls it forward for Munn, but such is the speed of the Jamaican midfielders that Munn can't actually get there first. She's beaten in the race to it, and now here can come the visitors once more. Adams-Lecken up towards Patterson. That's running all the way through towards the corner. Patterson in a straight race with Walters. Walters just plays it out for a throw-in. On the right-hand side for Jamaica, 6 yards from the byline. Campbell will take it. Referee just looks at a watch. Ball played forward towards the edge of the penalty area. A little bit of juggling going on there on that far hand side from Sweatman. Rowson comes in, gets the corner, concedes the corner. One final opportunity perhaps for Jamaica. We've played all of the added time that we were supposed to have. Ball delivered in towards the penalty spot. It's bobbling around in the penalty area. Eventually cleared away out for the goal kick, and that's the end of the game. And Jamaica have won by 3-0. First goal was scored by Olufolusadé Adams-Lecken in the 52nd minute. 3 minutes later, a Rebecca Thomas own goal from a Chorizo Foster cross, and then Adams-Lecken in the 77th minute scored what would turn out to be the final goal here. So Graham, how was that for you? What 4,000 here nearly?
Oh, fantastic experience for everybody, you know, us as players and staff, but also the supporters. I think the atmosphere was fantastic and the best Mexican wave that's been here probably ever.
Yeah, how do you think the players responded today to I mean, it's a big occasion. Did you tell anything to them before the game?
Yeah, we had a chat obviously about the occasion and the lead that can put in the boots and the nerves that can come along with it, but I thought everyone handled it fantastically well, and I think, you know, we did a number of things just to try and help that situation for them, but no, there's no wise words that put them right. It's the players that do that, and they all got around each other and played really well from the opening minutes, I thought, which is a good sign for nerves and the occasion, definitely. Yeah.
You kept life interesting for us, making 7 substitutions at once. Was that always in your mind?
Oh yeah, 100%. It was part of the plan. This was about every single fit and healthy member getting some pitch time today. So regardless of the scoreline, those changes were going to happen, and definitely part of the plan. So we just wanted everyone to taste the experience. The scoreline was it wasn't even secondary. It was a long way down the line than that. So yeah, players getting on the pitch was important.
Yeah, and a great moment towards the end there for Elena getting on for Forest.
Yeah, well, of course, I thought she could have worked a little bit harder in the 3 or 4 minutes she had. I thought she could have got back, and I thought she could have passed the ball better. But I'll be working on that at training with her on Tuesday. So, yeah, it was a brilliant moment for both of us, really, and a good bit of fun. And I did tell her she'd be getting some game time, but I think she thought I was joking. So that was a lovely touch, really, really nice.
Yeah. And finally, obviously, it wasn't a league game, and obviously, like you said, the score wasn't important, but you must be proud of all your players today.
Well, the score wasn't important, but as it turns out, the scoreline was excellent. So we're really pleased with that. We could have nicked on with a penalty and a couple of half chances we had. But yeah, honestly, I mean, people talk about pride and a number of things about their players when they win and lose and blah, blah, blah. But I'm over the moon with this bunch every Tuesday, every Thursday, every contact we have, and certainly on a day like today. So my pride just keeps growing for this group. They're unbelievable people, and I am extremely... In fact, I'm quite emotional about it, really, because I see what they put in, and they've got their rewards today with a fantastic performance.
And just finally, how was it in the dugout at the City Ground with Forest blazoned in the Brian Clough stand opposite you?
Oh my God, it's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. So, listen, you know my stance on this. I think this should be the norm, this type of situation for all clubs at the level that we're at and above, certainly. So, and I'd like to think that the numbers are dominated by that. Of course, there's a lot of people come to Jamaica, but bottom line is the vast majority, 95% of people here are from Nottingham area. So that proves people want to support the football, the female football, and support Nottingham Forest. And yeah, long may it continue, because it was a beautiful sight, brilliant noise, and a great situation to be involved with.